How to register for My Account. So in order to register for My Account, you must have a PPSN number. So to start the process, you will go to www.revenue.ie, which is Revenue's website. And on the very top right-hand corner, you have the option to sign in to either My Account or Ross. So you will select the My Account option. Because you haven't actually got an account yet, you will select the option to register. In order to register, you have to have the following information to hand: your PPS number, your date of birth, a mobile number or a landline number, an email address, and your home address. And you click on Start the registration process. You're then asked for your PPS number. You input your PPS number and click on Next. The next screen then gives you three options, because what you're actually doing is applying for a password to sign up and log into My Account. So your three options are by text, by email, or by post. If you select the text or email option, you'll get the password pretty much straight away or on the same day. If you apply by on post, it will take 5 working days. I'm going to show you first of all how to apply by post, because it's probably a little bit more straightforward than the other two options, but then I'll show you the other two options. So to apply by post, you just need PPS number, mobile number or landline, email address, and your home address. So the process begins and you enter your first name and your family name and click on Next. You then enter your date of birth, then your postal address. If you don't know your air code, there's an air code searcher below where you can find it. You then enter your mobile number, and the format the number required is given below here. You then enter your email address, and then you will be presented with a summary screen just to verify that all your information is correct. If anything is incorrect, you have the option here to edit it and correct it. And then you can click on Submit for verification. You will receive your password then within 5 days from on post. You may have receive a phone call from a member of Revenue just to verify that you sent in an application for registration. The other two options are either by text or by email. With those two options, you will receive the password on the one day. However, you will have to have some form of two forms of identification. So the forms of identification you will need if you're applying by email or text is you will need to have your driving license to hand, and you will also need to have a P60 or a notice of income tax if you're self-employed. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm selecting the driver license and the P60 details. The first thing you're asked for then is what is your driving license number? So it will actually show you the newer version of the driver license and the older version, where to find your number. And it tells you also the format the number should be in. You input the number and click on Next. Regarding the P60 then, the two options are 2018 and 2017. The reason 2018 is the option there is P60s have not been available since the 1st of January 2019. So you select the year in question, and over here we have a copy of the P60. So This is where you will find the year the P60 relates to, and you will click the appropriate year. Your employer number, and it also that will be shown down here at the bottom of your P60. You input that in here, and then your gross pay, that will be found in this section, section A of the P60. And that is the format your gross salary needs to be included in. You then click on next, and then you proceed then with the rest of the questions. What is your name? So first name and family name, your date of birth, your address, your mobile number, and your email address. You will then be presented with the summary screen. And once again, if anything needs to be edited, you can do that here through the edit option and then submit for verification. So just to summarize, your three choices are applying by post, which you don't need the P60 and the driving license for, or by text and by email. Once the registration is complete, you will receive a temporary password which will allow you to log in. Once you're logged in with your temporary password, you will be given your option to change it to something a little bit more user-friendly or relevant to yourself. So whatever option you selected, that's by text, email, or post, that's the medium you will receive your password through. So in order to log in then, you will go back to www.revenue.ie, click on My Account. You will then be presented with the sign-in screen where you enter your PPS number, date of birth, and your password. And the temporary password can also be used. And every subsequent time you log into My Account, this is the screen you will be presented with. Just to point out as well, anyone who has a verified government GovID account can click in here and log in using your verified GovID profile. And finally, what's available, or why do you need My Account? So My Account is where an employee or a PAYE person can access all their payroll records. So when you go to the home screen of My Account, the PAYE services section is where all your PAYE information will be. And you'll be presented with this screen here and the sub-menus here. So just to briefly explain what's behind each menu. The first section is where you can manage your taxes for 2021. So this will always be the current tax year. And when you click in here, you'll be able to view your payroll which your employer has submitted for you with each pay run. You'll also be able to claim tax credits and medical expenses for the current tax year. If you want to transfer tax credits between spouses or civil partners for the current tax year, this is where you can do it also. And there is a little wizard where you put in each party's gross earnings, and that will help you come to an appropriate division of tax credits. You can also declare additional income for the current tax year. The next menu that's available here is to review your taxes from 2017 to 2020. So you can always review your taxes for the current year and the previous 4 years. So in this menu here, you can claim tax credits and medical expenses for the previous 4 years if you haven't subsequently claimed them. And if it's a case that you do a refund, Revenue will issue you with a refund as a result of the additional tax credits and medical expenses you may be claiming. The next section, update job and pensions details. This is where you can take control and you can add an employment. So notify Revenue that you're starting a new job, or alternatively, you can notify Revenue that a job you were working in has now ceased. The next section here is where you can go in and claim unemployment repayment if you're unemployed during the current year. The next section is you can create a summary of your pay and tax details. So if you're looking for something similar to a P60, like a statement of earnings or proof of earnings, click on that tab there in the home screen and select your year, and that will give you a document that you can save in a PDF format. The final thing on the screen is a receipts tracker, where while you don't have to submit medical expenses to revenue when you're claiming for medical expenses, you can just use the tracker to keep take a photographic copy of any receipts, medical expenses, or things like that you may have. So that is a summary of what is available in myAccount and why it's beneficial to register.